The thing that struck me as I began to get into the study and prepare to talk about Breshit, and the word prepare, I mean, your head wants to explode, Rabbi, and I know a lot of our viewers and listeners, because you really kind of nailed it right there when you said that, when you mentioned knowing God, because right in this the whole first book, especially this first Torah Parsha, Breshit, it's the beginning of many things. This is the beginning of wisdom. Because really what I found is this really teaches you to have the awe, sometimes translated as fear. When you read the opening verses of Breshit, you begin, if you really take to heart, as you often love to say and we love to hear, open up your heart in the deepest way. If you'll have the humility to accept this as the truth and then stay with it and really dig for the truths, because as we all know, every year when you come back to it, you're going to find a new truth. And I was struck with the idea, two or three ideas that came that Hashem accessed for me when I began this study, and that was the conjunction of science and Torah. This is an ongoing debate that's been going on, and I think it's getting even more extreme. You want to remark about that?
No, I'm just excited that you want to talk about that, because I actually have some things to say about that. But go on.
Yeah, well, the thing that there were so many things to consider about what to share with everybody, but one of the things that I learned from a concept that I encountered so many years ago in Torah study was this amazing idea that Hashem is said to have created, what was it, 924?
Oh my gosh, 974.
Yeah, 974.
I can't believe you're going there. I'm delighted.
Well, let me give you
974 what?
A little bit of what generations.
Yeah, exactly.
Or worlds.
Exactly.
Yeah, generations.
Before Adam.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That is so cool. That is the secret of prehistoric man.
Yeah. Yes. But this is what was remarkable. And again, my memory fails me, where I came across this additional piece of enlightenment per that. And that is, for a long time, Rabbi, I didn't understand, because when the sages tell you this, you think, well, it sounds like God couldn't make up his mind. And it had nothing to do with that. It had the idea, you see the enormous love that Hashem has for all of his creation, primarily humanity, but also he's like a watchmaker who loves every single piece of the watch and loves the time that he put. Well, sorry.
Besides that,
no
look
pun
at
intended.
it as a process of refinement. Mm-hmm. Whereas we need to talk about it now more in detail, but all those previous generations left an imprint on this world. Yeah. It's almost like a certain, I'm using this very loosely, but there is a certain deja vu in the human condition, because, remember that when Moshe dedicates the tabernacle, he takes it apart and puts it together every day for a week.
Yes,
for a week. Yeah. That is and since the Mishkan, since the tabernacle is a parallel to the universe, that week of the dedication is a parallel to the worlds that Hashem created before. And again, I'm glad that we have video so everyone can see. I'm doing air quotes. Before he was satisfied with this world, because again, it's all part of a massive tikkun.
And this is going to tie into next week's Parsha a little bit. And that is the idea that when we see that Hashem was allowing these creations to develop, he was allowing them to develop, and we would, and he planned that we would find evidence of these previous creations, so that we would know that there was that these eons, I think, what is it? The sages actually came up with the idea of the first few verses of Torah. These eons is something like roughly 14 to 15 billion years initially. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but I'll try to finish the thought up, because I don't want our listeners to, to bore them with this. But what excited me was the idea that Hashem's love for his creation was that the reason that each generation was destroyed was because the generation did not accept Torah. And so Hashem let it go back to tohu va'bohu, back to void and confusion.
That idea of tohu va'bohu, of the null and void, I mean, it's so deep. What's going on there? What was accomplished? It is a good question. What was accomplished exactly? Again, because the basis of everything is like Hashem's kindness.
Yeah.
Can I take this now? Can I take this to a couple of places?
Let me wrap this. I know our listeners want to hear what you have to say more than me, but
I want to hear what you have to say.
The reason well, thank you. What I wanted to say was this is when I was reading that struck me is so humbling to read this, and I'll tie it into next week's parsha. Maybe we'll even invoke it next week. The thing is that Hashem, when he came to the world that began with what we're talking about with the man and the woman that we call Adam and Eve, that it got to the point again where with this world, the world that we're talking about, would they accept Torah? And we have Noah to thank for that, because if it had not been for the life that Noah lived, according to what he knew of what were actually basic Torah teachings, he was actually keeping the Noahide laws. We're told the first 6 laws. If it hadn't been for him and for Hashem seeing that, all right, this world is worth saving, because this man and his family will bring forth the generation 26 generations later, that this family's descendants will accept Torah and the world will be sustained. I mean, that is just a mind-boggling, staggering thought.